I knew I'd be alone by myself at night, and potentially like the creepiest section of the course, like the cabin loop. And it's like, you know, something's got to be out there.
To your point, as far as like the monster goes, it's quiet and the trees are like the only sound you hear, and you don't see a lot of people up there. And there's, I would say every year, there's times when people come to us and they're like, I'm not saying I believe in this whole thing because, right, like there's not really gonna be a Mogollon Monster up there. But I heard something in there that I can't really explain right now, and I like freaked me out to the point where I like removed myself from the area.
Markers, if you've never run it up before, which I suspect a lot of you have not actually, we have these orange and black pin flags that say Aravaipa Running on them, or you'll have these orange and black polka dot ribbons. Orange and black polka dot is the correct way.
Yeah, I wasn't there for the competition. I think it was just a personal kind of test. Like, can I do something that seems that challenging to me? You have some lows, you have highs, and you know that you're gonna be out there long enough to get through all of that, and then come out the other side, like, you know, having done something that could potentially be the hardest thing you've ever done.
Are you feeling ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm feeling ready. I'm at that point where I just wanted to start. I mean, I'll sleep fine, it'll be great, wake up early and get going. I really just want to start, so yeah, feeling ready to get this going.
Just checking in here. We're doing it again. Back for another round of the monster.
I think with Mogollon specifically, I was looking again for like a tougher 100 miler, and with the nature of the course and like being that remote, kind of unknown terrain, a lot of climbing, like more climbing than I had probably done for sure in other 100 milers, and I wanted to complete that race and know that I could be tougher, I think, than, you know, what I had shown at other 100 milers.
Like, I don't think the goal was, let's, you know, grind people into the ground and make them wish they didn't come here. I think it just was, that's just what the Mogollon Rim is. Like, it's just how you get from point A to point B is that tough.
Mogollon, I think, had enough unknowns where like anything could happen. There was a little bit of that uncertainty. You know, knowing if I completed it, I'm like, okay, I can take on tougher courses like that that feel a little more rugged and remote. I knew that she had like a plan going in. I didn't know if she was gonna take it easy or try and stick with Drew. But I did see Sarah come across on the rim when they go up for maybe the first time. They kind of go back and forth on the rim road a little bit, and I saw Drew and I saw Sarah together, and my first instinct was like, I think that Sarah might be going out too hard. I like that you should probably change up the pace. Like, for me, my approach was more like take the climbs a little easier, like power hike essentially, all the climbs. Not worry too much about like how fast I was going, just kind of like feel good on the climbs and then run the flat parts. On rim road, it was definitely nice. Like, I love a good road. Checking in. It's mile about 25. It's getting steep. It's really pretty though. So I met up with some people over here who were parked near me, and they got a text from someone following their runner, and Sarah was right next to him, and they heard that she was the lead female.
For us, it became a challenge of how do we connect these iconic trails to make a 100-miler, right? It's like, there's no 100-milers like this in Arizona. And at the time, I think for us, it was, how do we get from the Pine Trailhead to the Cabin Loop and connecting these iconic trails and the different landscapes. And it just became like, okay, in order to do that, you're gonna go up a 45-degree climb up the power line. And in order to do this, you're gonna go up West Weber at mile 98. And in order to get back to the finish, you're gonna go down Pine Canyon, which is just this incredible downhill rolling, pine forest into the town. So I think that's just kind of how it came about. It was like, if we're gonna put all these trails together, there's gonna be some rugged terrain involved in that beauty,
You're doing awesome. Good job. Having fun? Hell yeah. That's what it's all about.
The last section was
Yeah. All right. What do you want this?
Well, Sarah is my twin, and we have been together doing essentially a lot of the same activities for our entire lives. We usually are running the same races instead of helping each other out at an event, so I think that was really nice, and I think I'm getting better and better at it. All right, so decide if you want me to pick the next one or the next one after that. If you want. Okay. All right, see you there. Yeah, I feel like I try to stay calm, just have fun with it, and take the time to greet everybody, hang out a little bit. Like my sister was crewing and a couple friends were out there too, so it's like you haven't seen anybody for hours, so why not? Yeah, I don't mind spending a little extra time at aid station. Thinking I'm seeing bears out here, but they're just burned logs. Mile 44 and a half. Feeling actually pretty good after that aid station. There's like a party there. So many people, seeing the crew, hanging out for a few minutes. Feeling pretty good after that. We'll see about this climb. Okay. Check this out. Look at that. Sasquatch lives out here. I hear water. This is like the perfect time of day to be at this spot. I think Sarah is a pretty confident person in, her work life, recreational activities, running, but I don't think that she openly will say any of these things or even what she is planning herself. I think she keeps a lot of those things to herself, and it just comes out in her actions. I think Sarah, when she says she's going to do something, she finds a way to get it done, and then get it done really well. And I think that, that's pretty special, and she's always been like that. So General Springs is where you're going, 6.8 miles. Pick you up there, and then the car will be at 84.2, which is the next aid.
Okay, so you could pace that section, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So it's like crew only to
Crew only to crew only.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna get ramen here maybe?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, that's totally fine.
You sure?
Yeah. This is great.
Okay. All right. Well,
Thanks so much.
If you need more broth. I mean, the flavor of the broth is what I'm talking about. All right. I want it to be flavorful, and I didn't want to dump the whole package.
Something hot is perfect.
Okay. I'll listen for you.
Quick update. We're at about mile 54, so over halfway done. Big milestone. Feeling pretty good. It's getting dark, a little spooky, but got my headlamp. Can see the moon. Trail's pretty nice. No complaints. This is amazing. Aid station was great. Saw the crew. Got some ramen. Got some pizza. Yeah. It's now past sunset. I feel like I might be pulling out this camera more often and talking because there are definitely animals out here. Shout out course markers. So far, everything's been marked super well. I don't think I've gotten lost once. Yeah, I mean, knowing that it's a longer 100, I was resolved to try to run. That was another goal, to try to run strong at night and handle myself well. Yeah, but then when the moment comes, when it's night, dark, and the course is really tough, it's like it hits you like, okay, like we're really in it. Okay, usually I don't mind water crossings, but just put on new socks, so let's hope I make a cross without falling. Here we go. Easier than I thought. This is really creepy. And just keep talking to myself.
It leaves a mark on you when you finish a race like that. Because I think certain people can go to that race and be like, I don't know if I'm going to finish this. It's not like, oh, I'm going to finish this in 18 to 24 hours or 24 to 48, whatever it is. I think people go there and it's just this nervous energy of, I might fail here. I might not make it out to the 100-mile finish line. And I'm so intrigued to see how I respond in that situation. And I think that's what's so cool about Mogollon. It's we get, I think you get some tough people, but we also get first-time hundreds out there. There's plenty of people that's like, we in the past have said like, hey, you might not want to do this for your first 100, but I don't know, who are we to say, yeah, I don't know your history or anything. My first 100 was Mogollon, so like, I don't know, like, people are tough.
Right, that's good. Anything else?
Yeah, before that aid station, there was like some other aid station, I guess, for 100K runners. There was really no aid station, it was just a bunch of like crew vehicles. But so that was the first section where like I had to pull out my headlamp, I was by myself. You know, Melissa didn't jump into pace at that point, so, and unfamiliar, you know, section, kind of eerie. So like coming out of that section, I was just so ready for the aid station to be there. When it wasn't, I was like, no one saw, but I was like, I screamed out like, where, you know, I was just losing my mind at that point. Luckily, Melissa was gonna jump in. I'd have some company, but at that point, it's like, if I'm low on calories and like temperatures drop slightly, it's dark, yeah, just not, not ideal, so. I think I took some time to regroup. I laid on the ground. Yeah, I don't think it was, I don't think I needed to sleep or anything, but yeah, it's like the temperature was dropping a little bit, felt kind of chilled, definitely needed food, but yeah, luckily we didn't spend too much time. I think we, you know, made sure we had batteries or something, changed some gear, probably added a couple snacks to my pack that I didn't end up eating, and then took that like gnarly descent, all rocks, to the next aid station. So it was good to like pick up some company, pick up Melissa at that point, because I was just already, I'm like, this is gonna be a crazy night.
Right. Are we ready to go? Are you?
Yeah.
Been ready all day.
Should I bring poles? Oh my God. Go ahead. The night is like a portal to a different dimension, and then you know, the sun comes up and you're like, oh my God, like, where did I transcend to?
Dang.
It wasn't bad. I didn't even get,
I don't feel like you even got. Sarah took some naps, but I don't feel like either one of us. Like I'm not even tired.
It wasn't that long either.
Well,
like
15 minutes plus 5 minutes.
Right.
Very short. So like 35 minutes. So anyway,
Short
but I don't feel
ever.
like either one of us was, or like Sarah wasn't like sleeping on the trail, or like her eyes weren't like closing on the trail, or
Staggering
anything.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An improvement. Yes. Yeah. Just got past
Did
that 2
something
to
right.
4 a.m. time frame. Pretty much golden after that. Should I bring a shot?
You got to this point, and now you're through Geronimo, and now you made it up Donahue, and you're, heading into the last aid station at Pine. So, and you can kind of feel it with them, like, okay, we're at mile 90 now. Like, all I got to do is crank down this mountain.
Well, that's the moment too. It's like if I asked for a tough race, I knew it would be challenging. That's what I wanted. So like I had to seize that and actually carry it through. Like be resolved to, yeah, it's tough. I didn't feel like my freshest or whatever going past 24 hours or into the next day. But yeah, it's like that's what I wanted. So like here's the moment I got to that place where you can decide how you want to finish it.
Oh, I was so happy for Sarah because, you could tell on her face, I think, coming into that final section of road before the finish line. She was stoked, so happy. For the race to have ended that way, I think was really special for Sarah, and having just moved to Arizona and done a race like that, I think is also very special.
One of my favorite things as a race director is people come to me at the finish line and, after a few expletives and like, oh my gosh, what was that? They're like, that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, which is like my favorite thing to hear, because it's like, okay, you have a new hardest thing. Like whatever you thought was the hardest thing that you could do is now, you just leveled up, right? Like now you have a new hardest thing. And it's such a cool thing to see people do that. And at Mogollon, it's like a cool thing to experience and like just be there to see people come across like, I can't believe I just accomplished that.